Again, hello and welcome. Let me get my... I'm going to start again, basically, I think. Let's see. Where? Yep, we are live. There we go. Okay, so look, I just wasted about half an hour of everyone's time by talking into an empty stream bucket. So, interesting times ahead. Yeah, what I might do, I'll reverse engineer this whole clip, and I'll put the first half of this live coming in now, and then cut it, and then at the end of that live continue on. So we're continuing on now in the future. It's all messed up in a big way. Anyway, you can review what I've done. I'm not going to repeat it. So I'll edit this video somehow. I've got it recorded, so it should be right. It's getting very warm now. I'm going to take my helmet off. Yes, I'm bald. Completely. You see? No hair. Looks a bit different, I know. Somehow I think I need hair back, but I'm not getting it back in a hurry at all. So I'll live with what I've got. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with the setup I've got here, by the way, in terms of the Shack broadcasting live. I'm doing it more and more, as I said before, because I enjoy not having to do a whole lot of editing. I'll do a bit of editing on this, but I do enjoy editing. It's just I'm a bit short of time at the moment, so I'm looking to save time by not editing as much, and live lends itself to not doing much editing. Time for a sip of coffee. Delicious. Which reminds me, I bought a whole lot of coffee parts for my coffee machine, which was secondhand from a friend, $30 purchase. It's a Seiko Via Venezia, and I've ordered a wand to do the milk frothing. I've ordered replacement parts for the portafilter itself and the portafilter, I don't know what it's called, the extractor part of it. And there's a whole lot of other O-rings and seals and things like that. Seals, you get it? So I'm going to replace those things. And I also got a couple of packages today, so I'll open them semi-off screen in case they're embarrassing things. They're not. Let's have a look. This one's good. I'm going on a trip soonish overseas, so I wanted something where I can take my iPhone and then transfer files, in particular pictures, off. You can't see it, but there's a camera over there which I'm going to take with me. It's got an SD card, and I can't go SD card straight into iPhone without this adapter. So I bought it for $16, I think, from Amazon. Amazon is crazy cheap, and I ordered it like a day or a night or something ago, and so it's so convenient. I know it's I'm just spending lots and lots of $16 here, $16 there, but man, it's so good. That means now I can plug that into the bottom of my iPhone 11 Pro, I think it is 11 Max Pro or something, whatever they call it, and that'll go micro SD to SD. Oh, sorry, not two, but I can read either micro SD or standard SD into my iPhone with a lightning port, and then into my photographics collection. Fantastic. Charging. You know what they call these in America? You know how they stick into the wall, and then you've got that bit that sticks out there, you plug your USB cable into it. That part sticking out of the wall, because it sticks out of the wall when it's plugged in and it looks like a wart, they call them wall warts in America. A wall wart. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would you call a piece of technology a wall wart? A wart. So yeah, wall warts. There's my white collection of tech tools. I've got another box here as well, and I've got a feeling I know what this is, but it came in way too quick if it is what I think it is. Got to get a knife. Hold on. Oh dear. Can you hear me? much as you can. Okay. This is a Leatherman tool from Masters, which was a competitor to one of the hardware stores that I work for, and it was $35 on sale. Normally about $135 or $150. This is the Leatherman Wingman. The Leatherman Wingman. Not the pilot, the Wingman. So, cutting this way. Very nice. Cutting this way. Oh dear, that's not right. Yeah, here. Not very nice. There we go, got it. I'm going to actually cut up. Oh, that's a really weird box. Huh. Alright, I'm going to try and open it this way. I don't think that's the way to open it. It's not. Let's go this way. There we go. Right in the heel, there's some black thing in here. And it's got the weirdest box I've ever seen in my life. It's like it's got a diagonally opposing openings. Oh, God. I don't know, I cannot use it. Yeah, look at that. These, oh, good God, these are big. Motorcycle mirrors, that's too big. Far out. Oh, yeah, my God. I bought the wrong ones. I could send it back, I guess. I could try to look to see what the... Oh, you know what? I could even resurrect. Might even resurrect the mirror on the... I don't know. I'll check it out. I'll see what I can do. But these are... I broke a mirror on the motorcycle yesterday, but that's almost as big as my head. Like that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's that's just huge. Why would you have that big? Crazy people. Anyway, see if I can. It's just so big. See if I can modify this in some way, shape, or form. No, impossible. I think I'm disappointed, I must say. Although legally, I can still. I'll whack them on because I don't have a mirror. Legally, I need mirrors on there. So what I'll do, I'll put these on in the interim. They're so big. It's so ridiculous. Oh my God. The thing that I really want is this part. I want that part to go over the handlebar, and then I can attach the mirrors to that. I've got a feeling they're not going to work. Yeah, that's just so big. So big. I didn't know though. That, on the picture, it looks small. There you go. You got to check twice. I didn't check twice, did I? Next time I'll investigate dimensions. But I think I'll order another set that fits into that hole. Oh God. Okay. So there's my show and tell for the goodies, but very, very happy to get that earlier than expected. I'll test that out later, dude. I do have to, yeah. When the reason that the motorbike mirror broke was because the motorbike hadn't been started in maybe a week and a half. Had a lot of rain. The rain basically soaked the starter push button. The push button got stuck when I started it and was basically engaging the starter motor while the engine was running for a few minutes. And in that time, a whole lot of oil got pumped at higher pressure than normal throughout the engine, and it started to actually go in over the head of the engine, I think, into the exhaust and pool in the bottom of the exhaust pipe. And then, of course, as the engine warmed up and the exhaust pipe warmed up, it would warm and cook the oil, and it would smoke like crazy. I mean, like crazy. And this is the day, the very morning of the day that I booked in the bike to get its rego checked. So I pull up to the service station with rego papers in hand with this nearly on fire motorbike saying, "Will it pass rego, please?" And it did. I don't know how. There's a lady who was sure it was going to catch on fire. Somehow I knew it wouldn't. I rode it home successfully, and on the way back, blew most of the smoke away and most of the oil away as well. So there's a residual amount left. It smokes a little bit now, so I'm going to get some detergent and basically soak all that and get all that oil off there, and then hopefully have enough time for the sun to dry it. And then if it can't, I'll just burn it off. As I ride it. As I ride it. So with my sound bag, my sound trolley case down there, there's a whole lot of stuff that is needed to make sound work. And I've recently discovered that the priority for making really good movie recordings should be around having a boom mic, like the Dead Cat pistol grip with the Sennheiser microphone installed. That kind of quality is the priority for getting really good dialogue in a movie. And you put that overhead. And the microphones that I'm talking into now are kind of where you want the boom to be, if not even closer. So we're about 90 centimeters away, 80 to 90 centimeters away right now. That's might be even a bit too far. So if it's more like 50 to 60, maybe 70 centimeters would be ideal. You get that by putting the microphone on a big pole and then what they call booming it. So you boom that microphone over the top of the actors. If you can't do it over the top, then the next best one is to go from the bottom. So you get the pistol grip, turn it upside down and point it towards the actors' mouths from their feet almost. The problem with that is you'll pick up beat noises and noises on the ground, moving cables, footsteps, all kinds of stuff like that as well. And they do block out a lot of that noise because it's a super cardioidal microphone. It'll basically pick up things directly in front of it and reject most sounds from the sides or the back, but not all, not all. So if you can't boom from the top, try booming from the bottom. If you can't boom from the bottom, then try and put the boom mic somewhere close to where the actors are. And if you can't get close enough, then you use lavalier or lav microphones, which are the microphones that they attach. They used to say to attach, well, they still do. People still think that you attach those lavalier microphones to people's skin. But if you do that, the biggest problem with the lav microphones is that when something rubs against the top of the capsule, it creates that scratchy noise, like that. So you don't want to do that. You want to try and prohibit anything touching the top of the plastic capsule, the tip. And so what you do is you put soft cloth around the top of the capsule without blocking the capsules, because you want sound waves to come in and hit the top of the lav microphone, but you don't want clothing or hair or skin or anything to hit it to make that buffering noise. And wind coming in is the equivalent to that. The pressure of the wind hitting and moving that diaphragm in and out is what is causing that wind noise. So to hide the lav behind clothing will stop the wind, but you've got to also then protect the top of the lav from clothing, hair, skin, etc. So rather than attach the skin, I always attach it to the clothing with the microphone head pointing out. And apparently the best place for a lav mic is actually on the top of the head, in amongst your hair. So you'll see sometimes people tape in a lav microphone in hair and then run it down the back and the neck and put the transceiver in the back somewhere. When I heard that, I thought that's crazy, but that's actually the best place to put a lav, is on the top of the head, because your voice is being projected out and it'll pick up the sound waves nicely. The next best place is in the sternum with the ladies, in between the bosoms right there. For the men, right there. The ladies is easy. You can get a clip and attach it to a bra, and then it won't touch clothing, it won't touch skin, and you get really good audio there. For the men, it's a bit different. if they've got, you know, big muscles, then generally, yeah, you can get away with it in the same spot without too much hassle. But you wouldn't. You'd obviously attach it to the inside of the shirt, double-sided tape. I'll do a separate video on this because it's really interesting. The amount of misinformation out there for lav microphones is astounding. There are people that still insist on attaching the lav to skin, and I don't know if you've ever had tape attached to your skin, but for a man with hair on his chest, and then you try and rip that tape off, it stings, baby. Yeah, it stings. And it also doesn't stop clothing from rubbing against the microphone. So, you know, it's not a great solution. But over the 3 movies and multiple days and weeks of recording, actors and actresses, I guess they're all actors now, and getting the lav just right, I've discovered that that's the best solution is to use double-sided tape. Tape one side of the lav with a furry thing on the back to rub against your skin or hair, and then the other side attached firmly to the clothing. So the clothing moves and it smoothly glides over the top of skin or hair or other material, and it doesn't make any noise. Or if it does, it's a really subdued, kind of appropriate noise, because it's going to be generated when someone's moving vigorously, and you're expecting there to be some kind of noise when someone's moving. So it's not totally eliminating it in some cases. Most it is, but in some cases it doesn't. And in some cases you'll hear a bit of noise and it's actually appropriate. But that is getting back to the equation there, that's the 4th and last option, is a lav microphone. The boom mic is the one to go for in the first 3 instances: overhead, underhead, or somewhere close by. And if you can't do those 3, then you've got the lav. Which takes me to this last point. The Rode Wireless Pro lav system. Oh, it's actually very impressive. And I'm glad I bought it, because I wasn't able to use the boom overhead, underhead, or near actors in some instances. So we had to use the lavs, and it actually proved to be a really good backup source of recordings for the movies too. And you can mix and blend the sound together to create some pretty, not effects so much, but just to capture all the audio that you want to in the way that you want. It comes with 2 cases. One has got the receiver and then 2 transmitters, and one has got the actual lav microphones and the associated cables and bits and pieces to feed into it all. So there's 2 lav mics there, a red and a blue. What I've done, standard they come with a black thing where the red and blue, so green and blue bands are. What I did was I had to do it this way because I was getting mixed up with which transmitter was which, because they're not labelled. So what I did was I put stickies on, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 on the transmitters, and then a separate blue and green. I don't want to take them out because they start powering up and doing things. To identify which is which. So this receiver is going to receive transmitter 1 and 2, and we've got transmitter 1 over here and transmitter 2 here with a associated sticker on it as well. And I want to get another set, so I've got 4, hence I've got 1 and 2, the next one's going to be 3 and 4. So we can kind of separate all of the transmitters, receivers amongst those 2 sets, and it'll make it easier in post-production to work out who's saying what, where, when. So that's the only thing that I've got to criticise against the Rode system, is that they didn't label each individual component as well as they could have. It's interesting because the file name for the sound actually is reflected in the naming of these devices in Windows Explorer or in Finder on the Mac. So that's really cool, but the actual unit itself, looking at it, you can't tell the difference between transmitter 1 and transmitter 2. You can for the receiver, because it's got different buttons and a different screen. That's why I went to the trouble of putting those on. It works quite well. I'm very, very happy with this, I tell you. Very happy. One of the best things I've put money towards. Yeah, it's good. Save my bacon. Save my bacon. That's pretty much all the toys I've got for making movies. I'm going to do another video at another time for the busking setup, because it's still probably 4/5 of the way there now, and it's been taking such a long time to get to this stage. I've got one more app to configure, which is Digistix 2. So basically, the heart of the busking rig is a thing called Loopy Pro, and all of these apps are just apps running on an iPad Mini, which is the one behind my chair you can't see. That iPad Mini runs Loopy Pro. Loopy Pro reaches out to the other apps in the iPad, one of them being Digistix for drum, and I've got to work out how to do the drums on that. And the other one is a program called Crunk, which turns the iPad into a combination cabinet and amp mix. So I can get a Fender amp and a Fender cabinet, or an Orange amp and a different make of cabinet, and mix all those sounds together, overdrive them, underdrive them. I've got all of the dials and things like that to make any sound that I want, pretty much using emulation software running on an iPad. It's so impressive. It's $50 for the app, so it's pretty pricey. The Digistix 2 is about the same cost, but totally worth it from the sound I'm getting. And there's another app that I've got it's a synthesizer, but it emulates, with setting it the correct way, it'll emulate a bass using the E and the A strings on a guitar, so it gives it a really good fuzz effect kind of thing. But I love it, absolutely love the sound. So with that iPad, I can have drums, bass, using this MIDI keyboard controller. I don't think you can see it there either. I can actually use it as a synthesizer or keyboard as well for background melody or rhythm, etc. And then on top of that, I can play my guitar and then sing as well. Because that microphone you can see there, this is a Shure SM58. I'm trying to educate myself with microphones as well now. This is really good for vocals. I've got the equivalent Shure SM57 for instruments, but it's also a pretty good mic for even vocals as well. But they're designed SM57 for instruments, SM58 for voice. And that's all being powered from Ryobi 18 volt 1 Plus gardening tool batteries. I've got 6 of them, so that I think I can last a whole day converting the DC 18 volt Ryobi battery into a 240 volt AC power outlet. I've got 2 ways of doing it. So between the 6 batteries, I can obviously have 3 between the 2 outlets, and that's hopefully going to last me most of the day. And I think I only need 1 to power everything that I've got here. So the iPad's hooked up to a USB hub. USB hub is hooked up to the mixer, that Tascam audio recorder, as an audio interface, and that hooks up to the Akai MIDI keyboard controller for keyboard and drum pads. And microphone gets powered off that. I've got a 5G internet router, which is also powered off that Ryobi battery. The iPhone, which I need to make calls on or whatever, and the iPad to be powered off that as well. So I've also got an iRig Blue board, which is powered off batteries on its own, and then a Boss EV30 expression pedal. So all that is mobile, all that folds up into this Ryobi trolley, which I'm using for the sound at the moment, but I'm doubling up to be able to use that as a chair and a transport piece of gear to move things around, because I've got a little PV 50 watt amp as well, keyboard amp, so it'll handle bass, guitar, singing. So what I'm impressed with this though is when I finish it, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll be able to basically put that in the back of the car, get on a train, go to the city, set it up, busk, dismantle it all, and then all without having to get any power from anyone. I just bring my own power with me. I love it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be so much fun. Plus, I can set it up here in the shack and do live stream music. And so when I've got enough songs under my belt and I'm feeling confident enough to be able to do that, I'll do a live show as well. So see what I'm doing? What I'm saying is that I'm busy trying to find work in IT. I'm busy working at a hardware store, busy trying to get movie things happening. Oh, with the movie thing too, what I'm trying to do there is also get a video production company going. So I'm going around to local businesses and seeing if they want to get any videos made up to promote their business online. So using TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, just ads basically. see if they want any help with that. So I've got to set up a website, and I think I've already got a YouTube channel called The Video Guy. So that's my name of the business, The Video Guy, and I'll do videos for clients. Yeah, and hopefully that will then fund making movies, because that's what I really want to do. I really want to make movies and music, but music's always going to be there, so I'll let that be where it is, and movies, we'll see what we can do there. Yeah, it's just too much fun. I just love this kind of stuff, that's all. I don't know why, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I'm going to check to see if anyone is online while I'm online and wants to have a chit chat. There is one view, and I think that might be me. So, maybe not me, because they started at 1:56 and left around 1:58. I can't say that I blame you. And I'm just looking at the video stream. It's actually really bad angle, so I can see why they left. But anyway, there you go. So I'll edit this video and rearrange things like I said. We can then meet up again in the future. In the future. Oh my God, look at that. I will see if we got any more views that we want to. Ah, that's interesting. I think we were actually on the wrong camera all that time, were we? I think we were. As you can see, I've got a fair bit of work to do in getting myself set up so that we can be a bit more professional. But what can I say? You live and learn. So thank you very much for joining moi. And on that note, I think I'm pointing at the right one. I am. Thank God for that. I will see you in the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye and good night, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy your life, because it is short and it will fly past before you know it. So live your life, live your dreams, do what you want to do, and you can say, fuck the rest. Goodbye now.